After taking the photos for your shooting exercises, you're going to want to create a web gallery with them because that's how you're going to turn them in. So I'm going to drag my images, which I've already put in a folder called Shoot 1, into Bridge. And the first thing you want to do is just go through them and make sure you have all of the ones you need for all the categories, but also make sure they're in order. So mine are a little bit messed up. For example, I'm going to just pull this over for a minute, and I'm going to make this just a little smaller for a minute. For example, this is one that needs to go somewhere in here because it was the part of the assignment for shooting different parts of an item. And this needs to go way up in the beginning because it's photographing in daylight. And this one needs to go over here because it's photographing in flash, which is a different lighting. And then I have my white balance, white balance, white balance. In fact, I can move this over a little. So I'm sort of going in order of the exercise. And I can look at my metadata to double check. And I don't need it to be that complicated. So there's way too much for me to look at right here. So I do want to look at this though. So that was taken with no exposure. That was with +1. That's +2. So that's good. That's in the correct order. That's 0. And then again, we're looking here, +1, +2. And then here's my cool colors. So that seems to be in order. Here's a cool color. Here's a warm color. And then here are all the different shapes. Okay, so once you move them around, and it's very easy to move them, just click, drag, and they'll move. So once you've got them all in order, the next thing I want you to do is reject some of them, get rid of some of them. You do not need to turn in all the photos you take. Some of them are going to be just absolutely no good. And I have some like that. So I don't like this one, and I don't like this one, and I really don't like this one. And there's two of these that are a little boring. Maybe I'll leave both of them for now and decide later. But this is a little bit boring. So for sure I want to get rid of those 3. So I absolutely want to get rid of those 3. I think there's a couple here I can get rid of too. Like, I don't know, this one's a little bit boring. And those 2 are awfully similar. I think I'll get rid of that one. Now you don't have to get rid of as many as I'm getting rid of, but you should learn to edit your work, so you should get rid of some of them. And I'm not going to permanently get rid of them, so don't get nervous about that. I'm just going to go to reject, and I'm going to reject them. And since I don't really want to even look at them right now, I'm going to also say view, and then I'm going to say, or unclick, show reject files. So they're pretty much gone now. Okay, so that part's done. The next thing we want to do is make sure that everything has a copyright and everything has your information in the metadata. So I'm going to select all of them. They're all selected, and I've already done this, so it's it might show up that it's already in here, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. Go to File Info, and in the description you're going to type the author, so you'll see my name in there. And for keywords, I'm being very brief in this one. I know these are all photo 11, I know these are all shoot 1, so that was put in the keywords. Under copyright status, this is the very most important one that I want you to check. So make sure that says copyright. And then in the copyright notice, I'll remind you that option G will give you that copyright symbol. You need the year and your name. And the only other place you have to go is this IPTC. And again, put your creator, your city, your state, your country. Your phone is optional. You don't have to put that. But there should be some way to reach you. So put your email address, and website again is optional. When you have that all done, I'm going to say cancel because mine's already done, but you would say OK. And now all of those images have my contact information, my copyright, and they even have some keywords. So the next thing we want to do is, and since these are already selected, I'm just going to leave them selected. And I'm going to come over and click on this icon. It's the output icon. And I'm going to say output to web or contact sheet, PDF. And then in this case, I want a web gallery. And there's lots of different templates in here. So I could have a left film strip, a journal with a film strip. You can sort of choose whichever one you want, or you can look at a few. To look at them, though, you don't just click on them. So nothing happened when I chose slideshow, but if I click refresh preview, oh, and it might take a minute because I have quite a few images. There we go. That's what a slideshow would look like. If we wanted to see and we could, I don't know if we can, yeah, we can check it in there. If we wanted to see what a different one looked like, let's see what a film strip looks like. Oops, I missed film strip. Let's see what a film strip looks like. Refresh. So each one you want to see, you need to hit the refresh button. Okay, so that's what a film strip would look like. So you just choose whichever one you like. Then under site information, I want your gallery title to be your last name, and you can put your first name in if you want to. And then, oops, I'm sorry, shoot 1, because these are shoot 1. And then again, let's put it here again, shoot 1. And these are shoot 1 photos. And then under contact name, you want your name. And under email address, you want your email address. Under copyright, option G, 2009, S. Leith. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to collapse that so I don't have to look at it anymore. You could change the colors if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm happy with these colors. You can change the appearance or the slide duration time, so it doesn't have to be 5 seconds. You could change that to, maybe I'll change that to 4 seconds. And I don't need that anymore, so I'm going to collapse it. Now here's the part that you might get mixed up on and forget. So I don't want to upload these. I want to save them so I can turn them in. So make sure to click Save to Disk. And then something needs to go in here as the location for where you're going to save them. I'm going to just click on Browse. I'm going to choose my desktop, and then it puts that in for me. And then just click Save. Okay, it takes a minute or two, depending on how many photos you have. But now it's all created, so I'm going to say okay, but before I get out of this, I'm going to kind of move it over a little and just make sure that it's here. And it is. It's called Adobe Web Gallery. Now, I don't want it to be called Adobe Web Gallery, so I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to change this, and I'm going to call this I'm going to call it my last name, and then shoot 1. And I'm going to save it again. And it popped up, and that's better. I could have just changed this name, but we might as well get it right just from the start. And maybe that'll stay in for the next time I make another web gallery. And there we go, it's created. I'm going to actually toss this one so I don't get mixed up. And then I'm going to open this and show you that inside are resources and an index. When you turn this in, I want you to turn in the entire folder. But this is what it's going to look like when I see your images. Just say OK to that. And I will be able to click on each one of your images, or I will be able to make a slideshow of them. So I'll be able to see your images nice and beautiful and large, just the way you photograph them.